Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Capricorn February 2025 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, Clairvoyant. Well, we have a great deck for you this month. It's hand-painted by a guy called Luigi Scapini or Scalapini. He's a modern guy. He's alive, I think, and I think it was done for US Games, that card, or I think it's a mass market deck. It's one of those playing card companies. So if you get Luigi Renaissance deck or whatever it is, tarot, then I'm pretty sure it'll show up somewhere. Now, do you know, of course, that I provide clairvoyant readings to people all over the world by way of FaceTime and Skype. That goes for about 90 minutes, I suppose. I charge for them. If you're interested or curious to see what's involved, check out the information in the description at the end of the video. Now, there is another thing which I do and which I provide over FaceTime and Skype wherever people happen to be in the world, and it's the gift of healing. It's for free, no charge, no catch, nothing will be sold or recommended to get from me or from anybody else. And you might say, well, if you're doing it for free, there's got to be a catch or it's no good. Well, there is a catch. The catch, I suppose, is this, is that if I were to charge for it, it wouldn't work. And I do it for free because clearly that's the basis upon which it was given to me at birth, because I've been doing it for decades now. Now, why me? I don't know. It just has turned out like that. I just know that I have to do it to anyone who wants it, and I can't get anything in return for it. And I'm very happy to do it because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing here on this plane while I'm here by doing it. So you'll be helping me out. Now, you might just be at your wit's end. You could have some emotional issue that you're trying to recover from. You could have a physical thing. Look, it's a bit of a blank sheet of paper, really, because it's one of the ways in which the beloved provides compassion and relief and forgiveness to us. Anyway, the details are in the description if you're interested in calling out. I do people every day, from this channel here, YouTube, so you're not alone, so don't be shy if it is speaking to you. Now, there are no ads in this content, so you get to see everything direct without any interference, and show me the magic. Get it underway, what? There is what's this tree doing? You stay there, tree. 10 of Cups. God, it's a beautiful painting, that. Queen of Coins. Queen of Cups. Man, that looks pretty. That's like that Botticelli thing. And 6 of Cups. You're gonna love that, I think. You can see all sorts of things going on in here. And these paintings are very evocative, I must say. Finally, what might this be? It is the 3 of Cups. A lot of stuff going on with emotions for you this month. I'll bring the camera around. Come here, sit next to me while you and I look at the paintings together as the cosmic energy speaks to us both, and I'll do the reading for you. Wow, what a fantastic set of energy here. It's almost as if you've hit the jackpot. Lots of love, lots of physical expression of love as well, I might say. Quite impressionable to other people. This is a turning point for you. There's a real demand here that you live in the present for some reason and accept yourself as you are, because you are beautiful. Why am I getting that? Let me have a look at this very stylish Queen of Coins here. Now, this painting shows her throwing up a golden disc, which has a picture of a mother suckling 2 children at once. From her voluptuous body, she's holding gold coins in her lap, which fall to the floor. There are some, looks like potions and pills around here, and a delicious serving of ox head. Yes, I might skip that myself for my evening meal, but let me see what's going on here. First of all, I think what we have here is a great, unsurprisingly, degree of fruitfulness with you, and you overcoming a barren past. Now, this is saying that you're going to be very ambitious, very charming, very practical, and very affectionate and kind, I think. This is also saying that you do need to take some care of your body, and you'll know precisely what attention your body needs in order to reflect your internal beauty. There's a sort of a nurturing effect around here, and this is representing prosperity, abundance, and security with you as well. Now, there is here the requirement, as I say, that I pick up on what's being said, for you to be in and live in the present. Now, I suppose that if you look at your thoughts, you will find them probably wholly concerned with the past or with the future. You almost never think of the present, do you? And if you do think of it, it's only seen where it might be able to throw some light on your plans for the future. The present is never your end. The past and the present, they're like your means. The future alone is your end. Now, of course, what happens here is that, you see, she lives in the present. But if you're thinking of the past and not of the present or of the future, then you never actually live, but you hope to live. And since you are always planning how to be happy, it's inevitable that you never will be happy. Happiness is in the present, and happiness comes from doing things with enthusiasm. It's not a goal. If you do anything with enthusiasm, happiness will result. Now, there's something else that's coming through very strongly here, and I'm just looking at this woman. And it is saying that you are beautiful. Your beauty, just like your capacity for life, happiness, and success, is immeasurable. Day after day, though, countless people around the world get onto a set of scales in search of validation of beauty and social acceptance. Get off the scales. Now, I have yet to see a set of scales that can tell you how enchanting your eyes are. I have yet to see a set of scales that can show you how wonderful your hair looks when the sun shines its glorious rays on it. I have yet to see a scale that can thank you for your compassion, your sense of humor, and that wonderful, contagious smile of yours. Get off the scale, because I have yet to see one that can admire you for your perseverance when challenged in life. Now, it's true that a scale can give you a number, which is your relationship with gravity, and that's it. It cannot measure beauty, talent, purpose, life force, possibility, strength, or love. Don't give the scale more power than it deserves. Sure, take note of the number, then get off the scale and live your life, because you are beautiful. Now, underneath that card, there is this, which is Mercury in Cancer. That would be the second decan of Cancer, which is the 2nd to the 11th of July. Now, let's have a look at these cups, which is talking about luxury and things overflowing with each other. Here is a woman in this cup, which got passed by the looks of it in the top there. She's taking off a bandage because she's now well and the sun is shining behind her. Here is a stonemason putting in the final stone. Is that the keystone, I think they call that? The bottoms of these things are all dolphins and shells. And here is the divine hermaphrodite, which is what you would call it. There's an overflowing exchange of love here now for you. Rare, valuable feelings that you can, with Mercury present, which you can communicate intimately. Now, this rare and delicious fruit symbolizes the vital treasures that are in the love that you have. And the way these things are overflowing, it shows that there is love pouring out with overflowing joy. I think what this is also saying to you is to bear in mind that in reality, nobody is perfectly right for anyone. Actually, what makes somebody right is commitment. Then, when you're committed to each other and you have conversations, Mercury conversations, that means you allow the other person to impact upon you and they allow you to impact upon them. You're not like a stone wall and unchanging. You are moved by each other. It's kind of like two stones rubbing together until they suddenly fit. Now, of course, in the early stages of relationships, there's lots of sexual attraction, and then something deeper hooks in. Rather than having a relationship with your fantasy of that person, you begin to have a real relationship with them. You've impacted each other enough to actually know each other. And to know someone is to love them. But this is also talking about presence, the present moment as well. There's living in the present theme that's coming through here. Because in all the small moments that you have with someone, the joyful Sunday afternoons and those painful drunken fights, you have a choice. In the joyful ones, are you going to overlook the beauty, or will you be consciously present? And in the painful ones, will you decide it's easier to shut the conversation down than to search for what might be uncomfortable truths? Or will you find a way back to a loving place? But there's no doubt that you have something especially valuable to share now, so be open to the people that you can express these exquisite feelings with. They're also a gift, you know, you don't have to look for them. I'm getting around here also the birth of an idea, a goal, maybe even a child. This is a good time to tell other people that you love them. Life is feeling good for you now. And ask yourself, is there anyone that you haven't yet outwardly expressed the love that you have for them? But relax and know this and say to yourself, today life gives me everything I need to be happy. Now, there's a very good energy sitting underneath this, which is this card here. And there are three things floating on the water. There is a little paper boat. There's some sort of a what do you call that, a galleon type of a ship in this shell. And this queen, it looks like a nun with her hair flowing out there holding this cup, looks like Botticelli's Venus, if I'm not mistaken. I'm getting a lot of Gemini and Cancer around you at the moment, I've got to say. This is talking about you as being very intuitive, quite tranquil, quite poetic, kind of passive in a way. You will be emotionally mature and you're going to be able to get on with other people and relate to your friends in a very deep way. You'll be quite practical, I think, and you will, as this is saying, communicate your inner feelings to other people. I think there is the need for you to develop intuitively and to ensure that you do relate to other people emotionally as well. This is an energy which can be susceptible to a lot of impulses from the outside. Now, as your mother always told you, you're judged by the company you keep. Well, that's true, but what is happening here is that people, their words, events around you can penetrate you. So ensure that you surround yourself with positive, like-minded people. Do not allow negative or passive-aggressive people to affect you or be in your life at present, because you'll be like a pane of glass where things can come in. Now, this is also saying to you, I think, that when you show your feelings openly, you become beautiful. Now, there might be some people around who don't understand you. Well, don't worry about them, because there's plenty of other people about with whom you can share your feelings and ideas with. Now, are you really open to your emotions and feelings? Trust your feelings, live in harmony with them, and say to yourself, my openness and vitality, it makes me beautiful. And we might just keep going on down this diagonal and get to this, which is the Six of Cups. Astrologically, this is the Sun in the second decan of Scorpio. Actually, with the six, I have a mystical association with the Sun as well, so there's a double solar influence. And the double Sun reveals what Scorpio would probably want to hide. But let's have a look at the painting first. This looks to me like it's sort of images that could be related to age. Here is a dark cup with wilted flowers. There's an old woman sitting there with her rosary beads. This cup is overflowing, and the fool is, or a fool is, drinking from it. This speaks of indulgence, pleasure, sex, drinking, food and wine. Well, with any luck, I will be doing that in my advancing years. This green one has got symbols. This is like a wizard here. It's got symbols of magic around it. This cup here has it looks like a nun sitting around there just contemplating the order of things. Here is a monk from Mount Athos in Greece, where there's a heap of Greek Orthodox monasteries, and this looks like it's made from clay, fired by the love of God, I suppose. And this one, which is the only one you can see with water in it, is made from gold with a meditative figure in front of it. The overwhelming energy coming up here is that of lust, enjoyment, pleasure in sexual relationships, a rich exchange of sexual and heart energy, and an emotional renewal, sexual pleasure, excitement. The pleasure here is a kind of pleasure which is completely harmonized. Now look, if you happen to be by yourself, then you can still engage in sexuality, of course, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this harmonized energy here of pleasure, well, really, it's rooted in the most fertile soil, being Scorpio, isn't it? This is a preeminently fertile card. There's a lot of fertility around it as well. What we have here is an invitation for you to give yourself up to the riches of your own emotionality. You might experience this as a jump into water, as the tingling anticipation of diving deeply and disappearing, of letting go and rising to the surface. You are refreshed. This, in a way, is the process of death and rebirth. And the result of taking the risk is deep emotional purification and renewal. Now, I have to say that this pleasure which is being experienced here, this might be now turning up after a period of, I've got to see these black figures here, only because it may be turning up after a period of hardship, really. And I think what this is also saying is that you will, particularly with that gold cup in the bottom left with the water in it, you will be undergoing a period of healing and transformation. Now, the emphasis here is on a relationship or the desire to have a relationship, but the relationship that you want is one that is deep, one that goes deep through you, and which will improve both of the individuals. And with the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. This is also saying now to enjoy now all which life gives you, because this is the best way to show your gratitude. But are you holding on to any old beliefs which prevent your enjoyment of pleasure? Remember, a lot of old beliefs and traditions, they are the words of dead men. And ask yourself, do you want the words of dead men to govern how you live your life? And then finally we get to Mars in Pisces. You might think that that's a problem, but Mars actually runs the third decan of Pisces, which is the 9th of March to the 19th of March. Look, this is really a huge amount of emotional satisfaction and fulfillment that just radiates from you. There's 3 rows of 3 buildings here, I suppose, like the buildings of the city. This one here has allowed the couple standing there to get across this moat. And there's a fountain in the center there. It shows prosperity, it shows abundance, and it shows it continuing and building, because there's lots of construction going on here as well. Now, Mars in the constellation of Pisces, which is very spiritual, it doesn't express itself by being crude or injurious or unruly, but by providing the apparently fragile being with the decisiveness needed to bring forth into the outer world the beauty that you hold within. This doesn't require any dramatic signs of emotion, because you now are fulfilled and you are simply going to radiate this quality, and you will be recognized by the fruit that you bear. So as far as things are going on, it's very good, of course, for committed relationships, and for newer relationships, I would say let things develop by themselves, because everything is going to come to you at the right moment. And of any time at all, this is one when you can truly say to yourself, life gives me all that I need to be happy. What a fantastic spread of cards for you. I'm so pleased for you. And I'm so pleased to have you with me. Good. Well, I really enjoyed that art, and I hope that you enjoyed well, I'm sure that you would have enjoyed the reading as much as I did providing it to you. Now, unless I see you privately, either for a clairvoyant reading or for a healing, then I'll see you here again next month. Now, until then though, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.